Welcome to the Wellness Quacks. I have a special guest today. I'm super pumped about it. I have Shaunte. Shaunte has been a patient of mine pretty recently, but one of the things that I love about my job that I get to do is I get to basically interview you when you come into my office to find out if I'm a good fit and to see if I can help you with what you want with your health, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that stuck out to me and why we're doing this is Shaunte has a very interesting story. She has come a long way in her life. Where are you from, Shaunte?
So I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And then when my husband and I got married, I moved down to Akron, which is about 45 minutes south.
Okay. And then what brought you out to Colorado?
It was time for a change. My husband pretty much always had one foot out the door. His best friend was here, so he visited a lot. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when my father passed, I didn't realize I needed a change until I came to visit. Yeah. I literally came to visit like once in August of 23, and we were here July 24. Okay. I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And what we want to talk about with Shaunte, one thing that I think is really, really cool, this always fascinates me, is when people have a trigger in their life and something happens where it changes and they change. I've heard a lot from people in my life where like people never really change. And I just don't believe that. I think your personality is who you are. I don't know how much that changes, but there are behavioral changes that people make all the time, and you have power within you to be able to change and to be able to make a new direction in your life. And I've seen it. I've experienced it myself in certain ways, but when I see it in other people, I just find it absolutely fascinating. So how old are you?
I'm 41.
41 years old.
Yeah.
And what we're going to talk about is her weight loss journey.
Yeah.
So we'll go over the highlight right now. How much weight have you lost?
So I lost a total of 135 pounds.
135 pounds?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's like an entire human being.
Absolutely. It's the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So when did you start doing this?
So I guess the trigger start, like really start, was July of 2022 when I got my gallbladder out. But I've always tried on and off, like my whole adulthood life. And
so it was a battle like the entire time?
Absolutely, a battle.
Were you overweight as like a child or a teenager?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like 9'8", so yeah. And my mom said I always just constantly like always grew. I was growing, I was eating good, and I mean I was always a chubby kid.
Okay.
Always.
So that never kind of went away, because sometimes like kids will get chubby. I have 8 kids, right?
Right.
And sometimes they'll get chubby, and I don't really worry about it because I'm like, oh, they're about to go through a growth spurt, and sure enough, they sprout up, and then that kind of sunders down. Did that ever happen with you, or were you just kind of always chubby?
No, I was just always chubby, and I think a lot of it is just how my genetic, how my family, they're built.
Yeah.
I mean, like on my mom's side, they're pretty meaty there, and then on my dad's side, some of my great aunts in the South, they're definitely pretty meaty. So
yeah. Eating Southern food.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Very tasty.
Absolutely.
Not always healthy. Yeah.
I know that's the point of it.
Yeah. I think I talked about this on another podcast I did, but I was like somewhere in the South, and they were like fried Oreos. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? They're like, you can fry anything down here. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't think you should do that.
I agree, but it could be good.
Yeah, exactly. So what was, you had to have a moment where you're like, I really can't be like this anymore.
I did. My dad got sick, and he had a stroke, I think 2019, I want to say.
That's scary.
And that's scary, and unfortunately, he wasn't taking care of himself. And then as just time kept going on and on and on, I was always thinking about it. But the true turning point is when I went to go get gallbladder surgery, and the doctor was actually also a bariatric surgeon. And so I was like, he was like, you qualify for bariatric surgery. And I literally paused and was like, I don't want to do surgery.
Yeah.
Not for me personally. For others, it may work perfectly great, but for me personally, I didn't want to go under the knife for that, because I had enough going under the knife.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, well, I don't want to do surgery. And he was like, well, we have a non-surgical weight loss program. And he was like, I'm going to refer you to that if you're ready. I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And so he did. And he was like, if you have any problems contacting your doctor, your nurse, anybody, you call me. And I had his like secretary's number. And he was like, you make sure you call because I'm going to find out why.
Okay.
So he was like super like supportive and like, I got you.
Now you had tried other diet programs and you tried losing weight prior to this, right?
I tried. I mean, it was times I was like, ugh, I just need to go to the gym. And so I go to the gym, but the dieting part wasn't there.
Yeah.
So for a minute, like even in my 20s, I was like kind of consistent in the gym and I was like slowly losing weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I go to the gym and then go to Applebee's afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really.
Yeah.
I was losing weight and I was toning well, but I was missing, and I don't like to say diet, but changing what you eat.
Yeah, it's like a change in lifestyle, is what
Yeah.
they say. The only reason why I use diet is because I don't like thinking of diet as I'm on a special program.
Mm-hmm.
I like thinking of diet as my diet is what I'm eating.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a huge distinction, I think, for people because like when I go to the store, there's absolutely foods that I just stay away from. They're not appealing to me. I just don't want them.
Yeah.
That's not part of my diet.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, understand.
I think when people think of like, well, I'm on a diet right now, that implies that it's temporary.
Well, not only that, when you have doctors that's always like, you need to diet, you need to diet, you need to diet. And it's just like, it's kind of a thing that's beating in your head. Like, I don't want to restrict my food.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's exactly like how I thought. Like years and years and years of doctors like, you need to diet, you need to exercise, you need to diet, you need to exercise. Well, the key part that some doctors forget, I have a eating habit that I don't know how to change.
Yeah. But you've changed that now, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I don't deprive my body, so if I want a scoop of ice cream, I do have one.
Yeah.
You know, so
I can't say no to ice cream personally.
Yeah,
that is my
I know.
kryptonite. Like,
mine too.
you give me some Bluebell, and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah. Well, I don't keep those things in the house.
Oh, okay.
Because sweets is my neck. Ugh. Give
Yeah.
me anything sweet. So, if I want to have like ice cream or something sweet, I have to go and get it.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it's
make
like
it hard for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to work for this.
Yeah.
That's like there was a movie. I can't remember the movie, but it was like two buddies walk out of the bedroom and they're walking down the hall and they forgot something. And he's like, we've come too far. So they wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
Like, I can relate to that. Like,
That's exactly like how
Yeah.
I feel. So like when I want a Snickers, I get like the king size because you know it comes in like 2, and I make my husband eat the other one so I can have one. Or if we go to dinner, I be like, I want this dessert. I'll take like a couple bites and then he'll eat it. So
yeah. It's like, she's like, I'm doing great on weight loss. My husband, on the other hand.
I'm not saying that. I mean,
I'm just
but,
kidding. No,
you know.
I'll tell you, I gained, when we got pregnant with our first kid, my wife, especially when she started getting that second semester, you know, that baby starts pushing up on your stomach. So
Yeah.
she was hungry a lot. And we didn't really know what to expect. You're young, it's your first kid.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I really want some ribs. She'd eat like 1 rib, and I'm like, I can't let these other 5 ribs go to waste. So I'd eat them. She's like, I want a smoothie. I'd go get her a smoothie. She'd drink like half of it, and then that's it. And I'm like, well, I can't let it go to waste. But this is after I already ate.
Yeah.
So we took our first family photo, and I looked at it, and I just didn't like the way that I looked. And the thing about, I think, weight gain in general, or even weight loss, is you don't really realize sometimes what you look like, or you have an image in your head of what you think you look like, and it's not until sometimes something catches you off guard. Like I've maintained where I'm at, but I used to be I was never like, morbidly obese or anything like that, but there's been times where I look at a picture and I'm like, is that really what I look like? And then you like have a realization of, I don't want to be that. You know?
Well, see, I was the opposite. I was very comfortable in my weight.
Yeah.
So now I'm having issues with looking at myself. I think they call it body dysmorphia.
Okay.
So I'm having
Tell me
that
about
issue.
that. What's that like?
So believe it or not, when I was bigger, I had so much more confidence because I was comfortable in my skin. Where now, personally, I'm still like falling over everything because it's like I knew when I was bigger what size I was, what looked good on me. Like I had it down to a T. So now it's relearning and being like, okay, what looks good? Or if I go into a store, not pulling a bigger size. My friends used to get on me about that all the time, especially in Ohio. They were like, dude, that's too big.
Yeah, like, Shaunte, it's baggy on you.
Yeah, and it was
the 90s are over.
Yeah, it was like just in case, like I didn't want to like disappoint myself and shoot myself low, so I always shot higher. So now it's just looking in the mirror and just being like, I think this looks okay. You know what I mean? Like I think so.
Yeah.
So just still trying to get comfortable with the body I have because I knew the old body so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and you had it for several years.
A long time. I mean, most of my adulthood life.
Yeah.
So
So when the doctor said that to you, you something like clicked in your mind.
Yeah.
Was it like a fear, or was it more of like I'm ready to take that step moving forward at this point?
I was ready to take the step because I felt like I had the help, and I had my husband always supported me, but a medical help because my issue was, how do I read a label without feeling overwhelmed because I don't know what this label says?
Yeah.
That was a large.
So some of it's just knowledge.
Yes, because I didn't know.
So it felt intimidating, maybe?
Absolutely. It was absolutely intimidating, and it spiked my anxiety through the roof. Just to try to read a label, it's like, what the heck am I reading?
Okay.
But going to the doctor who I went to, she was, when I say phenomenal, she was.
What's her name? Let's give her a shout out. She's like, I don't remember that.
I don't, because I haven't seen her
That's all right.
in almost 2 years. But
now, is this back in Ohio?
This is back in Ohio.
Okay.
It was actually at Summa Health Hospital. It's the weight management program.
Okay.
Dr. Dijnik.
Okay. I wouldn't remember that either, to be fair.
Yeah, so, but she was absolutely wonderful. Like, I would come in and I just told her everything, how I felt. And she was like, okay. She was like, I understand. She gave me like a weight loss pamphlet. And in there it had examples of the things that you can eat. Like she was like, well, here's something to start out with.
Okay.
And she said, this is how you do this, and this is how you read a label, and this is how you do that. So she was like awesome.
Okay.
And when I say celebrated every pound, if I lost 1 pound, she's
well, that's what I want to go to actually a little bit. But it's interesting you say that because one of the complaints that I do get from patients frequently is they say it feels like my doctor doesn't listen to me, or my doctor talks down to me, or there's not that educational factor that's there. The reason why that's interesting to me is because the word doctor means educator. So you go back to the Latin root, like that's what it means. And I feel like a lot of doctors, and we're kind of in a weird paradigm where we're trying to make money, where most of us are for profit, and the name of the game is helping as many people in as little time as possible. Our student loans are big. There's a perspective that comes from that. But I also think that there's some doctors that are just in it for the financial aspect, and then there's others that are in it because they want to help people and make a living by helping people. And you can really feel a difference, I think, when you have a person that's like, all right, Shaunte, you're not healthy. We got to help you. Let's educate you.
Yeah.
And that made a huge difference for you.
Yeah, and my PCP at the time, her and I used to kind of get into it because she would always be like, well, you need to lose weight. I was like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Well, you need to diet. How?
Yeah.
Well, you need to change your eating. How?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of doctors have that disconnect. Like, if you have someone who's obese, morbidly obese, diabetes, A1C is through the roof, telling them that they need to do this without giving another piece into that. You need to contact a nutrition. Who?
Yeah.
It's a scary jump. How about maybe have some information on it to educate? You're absolutely right, because sometimes it feels like almost like that's why the person don't want to, because they're not educated, but they continuously get berated, like almost like an abuse, almost.
Yeah, like they're getting beat down, but you're not giving them any
but
help.
It's not. It's a small piece that's helping.
Yeah.
You're telling me what to do, but you're not connecting me on how to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that, what a lot of doctors are like. Even my doctor here, she's like, oh, fabulous, wonderful. She's take that time, and if she feels something's off, she has that moment. So here's the pamphlet. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, are you with me? I'm
Yeah.
with you. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're alone, but
How often did you check in with her?
my
Like,
doctor,
Yeah, like once you started doing the program.
my weight management doctor or my PCP?
Probably your weight management doctor, I think is what I'm referring
Monthly.
to. So you went monthly.
Yes, I
Okay.
will go to her monthly. Every single month, I will go.
Do you
to
feel
her.
like it would have been better if you saw her more frequently or less frequently, or do you feel like monthly was good?
For me, monthly was good.
Okay. Did you start out, like when you started out, did you see her more frequently and then? No.
When I first started seeing her, it was always once a month.
Okay.
But she always encouraged if I needed to come back or I needed to reach out to her, she was open to that.
Okay, so what did you start at? How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
You're 5'8".
Mhm.
I feel like you're taller than me. Am I shrinking? I might be shrinking.
you may be.
Because
No, I'm
whenever I
5'8".
see you, I feel like I'm looking up a little. Maybe I am shrinking. So you're 5'8", and how much
Yeah.
did you weigh when you started?
So when I started,
And we'll put a picture up.
Okay, so my heaviest was 333 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
When I went to my weight management doctor, I was 300 pounds.
Okay. That's,
Because,
so how'd you lose? I mean, 30 pounds is no
well,
small
because
feat.
I got on another medication for my diabetes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So when did you become a diabetic?
Probably in my teens,
Oh, okay.
early 20s. But did I take care of myself? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Were you on medication for your diabetes in your teens?
On and off. I wouldn't take it. I would tell my mom I did, but I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Mom.
Typical teenager.
I know.
Did you do this? Yes. You liar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't lie to me. Just don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, I never started taking care of myself and being on the medication until like my 30s.
Okay.
Like I should have been.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was fortunate because I didn't wind up in a hospital somewhere, with a
Yeah.
high.
Well, diabetes is kind of a slow killer, eh?
It is.
I mean, people don't die of diabetes. Like, you won't see that on death certificates. What you'll see is the complications that diabetes causes.
Exactly.
So you get vascular disease,
Yep.
you get neurological disease,
Mhm.
you get all these other, they call them side effects. I just call them effects because they're effects. It's
Yep.
not a side effect.
For sure.
And
Mhm.
in fact, like, some of the things that are happening, like, I just want to go over a few statistics,
Absolutely.
right? So,
Mhm.
obesity prevalence overall from 2017 to 2018 in the black population is 49.6%. I think we can round to 50%. So, 50% in the black community. Non-Hispanic white, so white people, it's 42%, super high. Hispanic, any race, is 44.8 or 45%. And then this one's crazy. Non-Hispanic Asians, so Asian people, is 17.4%. They are so much lower. So one of the things I like to ask people is like, why do you think they're lower? Do you think their genetics are better than yours or better than mine?
I think they have just a better, healthier food.
That's right. Yeah. To me,
healthy food here is
Yeah.
super expensive.
I always, to me personally, I feel like genetics play such a small role in it. I hate hearing that it's like, well, I was just born this way. Is it born this way, or are you just doing what your parents did? Your parents were that way, so then
Yeah.
you're doing what they're doing, and so now it's like heart disease. People will blame heart disease. Well, it's genetic. Is it genetic, or are you just doing what your parents did, and they're doing what their parents did?
Yeah.
Because if you take that same person and I put them on a non-Hispanic Asian's diet, what's going to happen to them? I'll bet you that it will change.
Absolutely.
So that I think that's concerning. Here's the other one. Here's another statistic that is alarming. So diabetes in black people is 12.1% of the population, and white people it's 7%. Hispanics it's almost 12%. It's 11.7, and then in Asians it's 9%. So again, I go to like, well, why is that? Like, why does that happen? Again, I think it's environmental. I don't think that it's like I was genetically predisposed to being weaker than you. Like,
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't sit
I definitely
well.
agree that it's definitely environmental, due to where everybody lives and what they can afford
Yeah.
and things like that. So that definitely has a heavy part
Yeah, because if you don't make as much money, what kind of food do you buy?
you buy the cheapest thing that you can afford.
And what's the cheapest thing in the stores?
Just sugary stuff.
Sugary stuff, yeah. High
Trust me.
fructose corn syrup, which
Yeah.
doesn't process in your body. It gets changed to fat.
Yes.
In men, it turns off the testosterone switch.
Absolutely.
And so now you have hormonal issues.
Yeah.
by high fructose corn syrup and sugary things.
Yep.
And then you're like, I don't know why I have these health problems. Well, it's like, so
Yeah.
there is definitely a poverty, not necessarily poverty, but lower income scale, maybe
Yeah.
poverty too, that's associated with that. I don't have those numbers, but I can tell you right now that there
yeah.
is a direct association with
Absolutely.
that. And I don't think that it's like, well, because you're poor, you're predisposed to being like, no. Because you don't have money, eating healthier is not only harder, but I also think that they have a culture of also not eating good foods.
Yeah. And it's a non-educational thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of it boils down to that. I mean, you llearn stuff in health class, but you're a kid. Who cares?
Yeah.
And
how good is a health class?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
don't nobody care.
Yeah,
At that age.
That's
I
right.
mean, you're not thinking about your health and what you're going to be like when you grow up and these medical problems and things like that.
Yeah.
It's literally when you become an adult and it's just like you start buying things on your own and you looking at how much money you're bringing in, you're like, oh, the Orioles win.
That's right. That's right. That's
or,
right. Well,
you know.
that actually leads me to another question. That is like, so you knew that you were overweight.
Mm-hmm.
You were 330 pounds at one point,
Yeah.
down to 300. But did you have low points before you started losing weight? Did you have like psychological or mental, emotional low points in that? I know you had good self-confidence.
Sometimes, yeah. Not often.
Okay.
But sometimes I really did. When I really wanted to buy something and they didn't have in my size.
Uh-huh.
Things like that. Or when I put on something and be like, ew, this is what you really look like.
Yeah.
So
What's that
sometimes, devastating.
Yeah.
Sometimes that self-confidence will slip and you're
Yeah.
looking in the mirror and you're like, this didn't look good like it did on the girl on the picture.
Do you
something.
feel like people treat you differently now as opposed to the way you were before? Or do you think that's more of a self-perception type thing?
I think personally it's a self-perception because I can reflect back to my friends. They never treated me any different. Friends
Yeah.
I've known for years, they're shocked, who I maybe haven't seen in years.
Mhm.
They're like, oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. But nobody's ever treated that I knew of.
Yeah.
Now behind the back is different.
Yeah.
But nobody that I knew of ever said anything to me in my face. I was a kind of a tough girl too. Like I wouldn't have let that slide regardless.
I believe
you
that.
know?
Yeah, I believe that.
So nobody said it to my face. Now behind my back might be different, but I was a tough girl and I always stood up for myself. That's one thing about me. I never allowed myself to be bullied or anything like that. So
I just and I may be wrong on this, but one thing that I feel like I've seen with people who are obese or overweight is that sometimes that aspect of them holds them back from advancing in their life. And I think sometimes the perception is more that maybe people don't like them or care for them because of how they look.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree with that. But to that knowledge, though, to go with that, it's also how it's called self-confidence. So it's kind of how you feel. And sometimes when you're like that, you're giving yourself off to be that way. So some people can really pick up on that.
Yeah.
With me, it was like, I'm not that way.
Yeah.
You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And also, if people have a bad thought about me, that's on them. That's not my problem.
Okay.
So I've
you've
always
kind of been in a like to me, that's a very healthy mental state. You've kind of been in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more so. That's
You're not going to
my
allow other
issue.
people's thoughts and what they say dictate how you feel or what you're going to do in your life.
No, they got a bad opinion of me. That's something that they need to work out with their God and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I've gotten that as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I would say when I was younger, there's probably what people thought of me impacted and influenced me. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, I do not care.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, as I've gotten older, it's gotten way worse.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm ready to wear New Balance white shoes like an old man, you know.
I have my New Balance, though.
Okay. So how did you actually start then? So you go into the doctor.
Yeah.
You've been overweight a lot in your life. You go into the doctor. They're like, hey, you qualify for a surgery. You're like, whoa, I qualify for surgery?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, let's try something else.
Yeah.
So tell me what, did they talk about habit change? Did they talk about dietary change? And then what was some of the first steps you actually took to both be educated and like what'd you do?
So when I went and met this doctor, I told her offer I'm scared. And I said, I don't know how to read a label. I'm scared and I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And she said, we're just going to take things one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciated that because I told her I have anxiety and I don't know what to do. My mind goes 5,000 miles a minute. I don't know what to do. I don't know. She was like,
Start
okay.
thinking of all the worst things
Yeah,
in the
and
world.
she's just like, she was like,
I'm gonna die.
pretty much. And she was like, deep breaths. She was
Yeah.
like, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, so at the time, the medicine I was on for my diabetes, she changed it to something else that was also to help lose weight and to break down your diabetes.
Now, do you know what your A1C was when you started?
I think when I started, it was like 7.3.
And do you know what it is now, approximately?
5.
Oh. That's a big change.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
literally in the normal range
Yeah.
now. So she did that first.
So you're on medication?
Yes.
Which, so I just want to clarify for
Yeah.
people who listen, I don't love medication. I'm not a
I
huge
don't
medication
either.
fan. What I will say is that there's a time and a place for it. And in my opinion, it should be used to get you back into a range, not necessarily as a long-term solution, but as a way to take you out of crisis.
I
Right.
100% agree.
And
That's-
and when you're a diabetic,
yeah.
you are in a state of crisis,
Yeah.
like you are in a disease state.
Mhm.
Your body is in a disease state.
Absolutely.
So you were on medication that was helping you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's keep going.
I was
So-
on 2.
So she
at the
changed.
time.
So she changed your
one.
medication.
She
Okay.
changed one of them, and then she gave, like I said, she gave me a weight loss packet,
Okay.
and we literally, I mean, this appointment was probably like over an hour.
Oh.
We went over
So she spent some time with you.
single page, and she was like, "Well, this may help you," and she was like, "I'm not telling you that today you change every single thing about you." She said, "All these things take time." So I had to let that sink because in my mind it was like today. It had to happen right now, right here.
So it sounds like the weight loss program you were on was a progressive weight loss. Like it
Yes.
wasn't just like we're changing everything right now.
Yeah.
We're going to start with this step and then go to step 2 and then step 3.
Yeah.
So is there ever regressions? Is that right?
Regressions?
No.
Oh.
Was that right? How it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it works. She just went over everything with me on that first month, and she just said, "So set a goal for yourself." So she said, "So what's your goal?" And I was like, "Okay, maybe I can try to lose 5 pounds in this month." She was like, "That's a great goal." She was like, "Let's start here."
Okay.
Because if you overwhelm yourself and be like, "I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in a month,"
Yeah.
that for me personally, you can forget it.
Yeah.
You know, but you also have to be realistic with yourself.
As I was going to say, that's not realistic. And I think
Exactly.
sometimes, I mean, I know with some patients that I've worked with weight loss, I do it. I don't love doing it.
Yeah.
I'm a spine guy. I'm a musculoskeletal guy.
Yeah.
That's what I geek out on, love doing. But
Yeah.
I have had patients that are like, I've tried this. I don't feel like anyone's helping me. So I have helped people, but that's kind of where I feel like, I'm like, how much weight do you want to lose? Well, I'd like to lose 100 pounds. And I tell them, okay, that's probably going to take us a year and a half, 2 years. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what
Yeah.
do you think it's going to take? Like, it took you a while to get here. It's going to take us a while to get you
It
to
took
where
me
you
a
want to be.
long time. I mean, so that's one of the things that's really important to me. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace, but also be realistic with yourself of what you can do right then and there, and also have those long-term goals of what you're trying to reach. It's super, super important.
Okay.
And it took me a minute to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. So even though you had to change mentally right away, the physical change didn't happen right away.
Right. So when your physical change don't happen, it can mess with your mental.
Yeah.
But I was mentally determined to go down this road. Like, I was so determined. I sometimes say mind over body.
Yeah.
So in this,
You got to fix here first.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I learned. If you don't fix your mental first, you're gonna try and fail every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Can I talk to you about that just for a second?
Absolutely.
Because, like, I think my personal experience and what I feel like happens with people is they're not honest with themselves when they face a challenge.
Yeah.
It's like what you said about ice cream. Like, I'm still going to eat ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when people, like this is like the idea like behind religious guilt. It's like if you do something wrong, therefore you're a bad person, or you're no longer on the program, and it's not going to work. And it's like, whoa, that's not how this works. Yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves. Is this something we can actually give up in our life, or is it something that we can curb in our life? And I think people keep lying to themselves, and they lie over and over and over again to get around those things, rather than just facing the reality of, this is a hard one for me to give up. We're going to challenge this a little bit.
But also it could be it's not only that, but it's somewhat of a form of abuse that you're so used to in your brain.
Self-abuse.
Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes it's hard to face the reality when you don't have a true support system either.
Okay.
But it starts with mentally, like, you have to be ready to face these realities that's about to come to you.
Yeah.
Because reality, I was fat, I was obese, I had diabetes, and probably by the time I was 50, I might have had my leg amputated if I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Was I ready to face that years prior? No.
Yeah.
But, just being ready to face the hardships and I'm going to say my doctor gave me tough love. To face the tough love, but to be open.
How did she do that?
She just sat down with me and literally just was patient and said, Shaunte, she had a little pad like this. Listen, I know that these things are hard for you because you've expressed these things. But if you keep eating ice cream every single night, no matter how much, if you keep eating these sweets, no matter what, and it was her tone too. She wasn't loud, boisterous, mean. If you keep doing these things, you're gonna end up like how your grandfather was and have his leg amputated. And then you're gonna end up this way. You're gonna be in rehab in a hospital by the time you're 50. Because you're not trying to do anything else but these things.
Yeah.
And so it's just, when you say something like that, and again, it was a personal effect because at the time my grandfather, my mom's dad, I was a kid. I remember when he got his leg cut off because his diabetes were through the roof. So he got, I think it's, what do you call it? Gangrene? No.
He started getting gangrenous.
I think so.
Okay.
But he got, and then he couldn't feel nothing or anything like that. So it was like,
oh. Started getting neuropathy.
Yeah. So it was like, so that personally hit my heart. Like, oh crap.
I
don't want to be that at 50.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like my grandfather at 50.
Yeah. And you seem like a pretty active person to me.
I am now.
Okay.
I mean, even then, I will run around and stuff. But if I had a chance to sit down and chill, I'm like that now too. But I do have to be active. Yeah. Like in some way, shape, or form. So she gave that tough love to me. And then, like I said, when she was going over the pamphlet, she was giving me ideas of different foods. So I was like, well, what if I want to go here, and go eat somewhere at a dinner fast? She said, okay, you go to a fast food restaurant, like try to pick out like a salad, or if you're going to do something, try to eat your greens first. Try to avoid, the fast foods. Maybe go to Chick-fil-A because they have those grilled options.
Yeah.
So try to go somewhere that has like the grilled options for you. If you go to a restaurant, eat your greens first. Always try to get your greens and your broccoli and stuff aside. So
did you have a couple bad habits that you just had to kick and lose? Like maybe like a soda addiction or... Okay,
so I love my Diet Coke. That wasn't an option for me to give up, but I negotiated to one a day.
Okay.
So I told her soda and a cup of coffee were like negotiable.
Yeah.
And with my coffee though, like if I do use 2 creams, so I buy individual creams to make it easier for me.
Okay.
But at first I was measuring. That was also another thing. I measured, with the tablespoon itself.
Did it taste significantly different, or is it still pretty good?
It's still good now, but at first it was a little hard because I went from sugar, then I used Splenda for me personally in my coffee, just to give it a little bit more. But it's tough.
Yeah.
This whole journey it ain't for the weak.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak. It's so hard.
You can almost argue that people who go from where you were at to where you are now, in some ways have a mental fortitude and a mental strength that other people don't maybe understand or realize.
Yeah, maybe, but sometimes that mental kick in and then it's like, nope, So trust me, I have points. I feel like it was blood, sweat, tears, and all behind us.
So
It was a lot.
just to make sure I understand, so some of the habits that changed first was first just education, learning how to like
Yeah.
understand maybe how your body works, how metabolism works.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then what was some of the first actual food changes that you made?
I threw out all my sweets in the house.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She told me the most unrealistic thing that I thought. I was like, you're lying, even though she's been doing this for probably since I was born.
Yeah.
She was like, when you start eating better, you stop craving sweets. I was like, you're a lie.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that next month, so I set it for my goal. I was like, no sweets the first month. Like
30 days.
30 days.
No sweets. So no ice cream either. So nothing
Nothing.
for 30
And it
days.
was in the middle of the summer.
Okay. Does that include fruit?
Some fruit. So for diabetes, some fruit.
Okay.
Because some fruits are naturally sweet, so I have to be careful on my fruit intake.
That's what I was wondering. So she
Yeah.
said no sweets. Did that include fruit as well?
Not some. So I learned. So I know she taught me that berries are good for diabetics.
Mhm.
So I would have berries.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted something sweet, I would have. So I would get blackberries, strawberries, raspberries,
Blueberries.
blueberries,
I love
and I'll
blueberries.
like
Blueberries
cut
are
them all
so
up.
good.
I know. So I'll cut them all up and mix them together. So I'll have that, or I'll have. And she was like, if you're gonna have an apple, just have one. You know, try not to have a couple throughout the day. So I would do stuff like that. So my cravings turned into having berries. If I had grapes, I would like kind of count them out because they're naturally sweet.
Grapes are just little balls of sugar.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
I would just be like, okay, I need something.
Okay.
So I maybe have like 5 grapes
So when you had a craving, you went from refined sugar, I call
Yeah.
it crab sugar,
to natural sugar.
to natural sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
And did
So
you-
that's
and-
what I had to do. I had to throw out all my sweets though, because if
Okay.
they were in the house, it's over.
And this was an argument I had with one of my teachers in school, in chiropractic school. I actually hated this because they'd be like, fructose is the same. Like apple sugar is the same as like table sugar that you're pouring in there. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because when you eat a berry, when you eat a strawberry, when you eat I love blueberry, or an apple, it's got fiber, it's got vitamins, and it's got minerals attached to it. It does not behave the same as table sugar when you eat that.
Yeah,
Still not good for you in large quantities, but that's true with anything.
yeah,
But it's not the same.
yeah. And it breaks down different in your body as a diabetic.
Right.
It doesn't turn like those sugars, refined sugars, cholesterol. They turn into carbs, and carbs turn into bad for your diabetes. So this is a natural sugar, but you still have to be very, very careful being a diabetic and turning into like fruit, because if you eat too much of it, it's still a lot of sugar.
Sure, moderation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did that for 30 days. You're like, no refined sugar, no
Yeah.
processed sugar, only in the form of berries.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
that was hard.
Now, when you started that, was that the goal was only 30 days? It wasn't forever. Is that right?
Right, I started small. So I started with the goal because she told me, she was like, I'm telling you. And I was like, I don't believe you. She was like, okay. She was like, there's your first
You
challenge.
can shut your lying mouth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So every day, instead of having a bowl of ice cream, I had a bowl of berries. I bought these like small ice cream bowls to try to make myself feel better. But so instead of ice cream going in them, it was berries after dinner.
Yeah.
So I would have that.
And here's a pro tip. This is what I do for my children, okay? If raspberries are on sale, for example, I will buy all my kids their own small raspberry tray, and I'll come home and I'll say, I got you guys a treat. And that's what I do.
Nice.
So, and again, I think that's a mentality change. That's also a cultural change from, like a lot of people, when they want to give their kids a treat, they get them like a Snickers, right?
Absolutely.
And what I try to do is I think berries are delicious. I love them.
Yeah.
And so when I come home, hey, I got you a treat. You get your own little tray, and we do that with our kids. Now wait for them to be on sale because they are expensive.
Yes, they are.
but that is what we do. And that's like a change that you can make in your life,
Yeah.
and a cultural change that you're reinforcing to your kids.
Yeah.
This is a treat.
Yeah.
So when they go to the store and they see raspberries, they're like, oh, that's a really good treat. Mom and Dad used to give us that treat.
Yeah.
I think that's a very effective and useful thing.
I agree.
So
No, I 100%.
So then after 30 days, did you reintroduce some sweets back
No.
into your diet? Okay, so you stayed on it.
For a little bit. So my personal goal was, okay, we did 30 days, let's do 30 more.
Oh, okay.
So when I went back, she was like, so how did you feel? I was like, yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
So, but also I didn't crave it. So after 30 days, she was right.
Okay, so
I didn't crave it, so it was
did you
easier.
want it though?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So once
Even now, it's like, nah.
yeah,
you
it's
know.
not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. Sometimes I do. So I didn't introduce healthier sweets until later. So the healthier sweets are like for diabetics. Like I did the research on it. So like an Atkins bar, like the Atkins,
Yeah.
they have like desserts. So they're not huge. They're like little things like this come in a little bag. Okay, that kind of knocks it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I do things like that now. If I want something sweet, I turn to that. But if I now, because I do have that habit, if I do get a craving for something, I go get it. I probably just don't eat a lot of it, and it's like, ugh, it's too sweet.
I do like dark chocolate.
Yeah, I can't. I still can't get with the dark chocolate.
Well, I'm saying for me that hits my sweet tooth. They have these. They're really expensive, so that's also a huge deterrent for me because I don't like spending that much money. But I think it's called a hum bar.
Okay.
HUMMM. And they have this dark chocolate raspberry, and it is really good, but it is expensive.
Yeah.
But I give it a couple of squares of that. That's kind of my thing. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't mean to detract.
No,
So,
you're
keep
fine.
going.
So, I mean, she was right. After 30 days, when you
So you did another 30 days.
I did another 30 days, and I just never craved it. So
Did
at
you
that point, I
change-
stopped thinking about it.
Did you change other things, or you only cut out sweets?
No. So I definitely changed other things, but that was my first step,
Okay.
was getting rid of all the sweets because that was the problem.
Yeah.
So the next thing I was doing more, so every single night we have dinner, we have some sort of vegetable, broccoli or green beans.
Did you
or-
not do that before?
Not every single dinner.
Okay.
So I will have more greens.
Okay.
More so than the mixed vegetables and things like that, which is still good for you, but I would do broccoli or green beans, salads.
And broccoli is really good. Side note, broccoli is really good for men and women's hormonal health. So like testosterone, estrogen regulation, broccoli is really good.
Yeah.
I'll give patients a product called DIM, and it's like, I don't know if it's derived from broccoli, but it does the same thing that broccoli does, and it's a hormone regulator, really good for you.
Okay.
Anyway,
Nice.
so you started adding greens. Did you start that month 1, or is that month 2?
No, I started that month 2.
Okay.
Also, I started measuring my food.
Oh, okay.
So, like
Before you
now-
just ate till you were full.
yeah,
Okay.
and sometimes more.
Okay.
Now I also had to really stop and listen to my body.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stopped eating till I'm full. I just stop eating, and I would stop and kind of sit there, but like I'm comfortable, and just be done.
Yeah, my grandmother used to be like, "I'm sufficiently sophoncified." I didn't even understand what that meant. Like,
Yeah.
as a kid, I was like, "That's a really
You know what? It rings a bell for me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't know what it always be, but I can relate to it. So, so I started, which was also really, really hard. You know, when you're used to eating till you're stuffed and till you're full, it's like, God, I want more. I got more room.
Yeah.
You know, but then it's just like, you're not gonna die.
When did that permanently change? Did it permanently change for you?
Yeah.
To where that was okay rather than wanting to eat until you're full?
That took a little longer.
Longer than 30 days.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I didn't do it 30 straight days. I had days where it was just like, bump this is too good, you know?
Yeah.
And I went back for seconds, and things like that.
So you still did have days where you would you would
yeah.
do that.
I mean, I still do.
Yeah.
I still do.
Just less often than not.
Yeah, because now I get sick.
Yeah.
Now if I start eating like that, my stomach's like, oh, okay, that's how you feel?
Yeah.
Got something for you.
Do you still
know,
check in on that or check in with someone on that?
No, I actually don't. I just check in with my PCP now.
Okay.
Now that I'm here.
Okay.
Her and I have discussions. I actually just went to the doctor the other day. Now I will say I have put on a little bit of weight, but I told her I plateau. I'm 41. My clothes still fit. I'm okay. She was like, I'm happy with it. You're fine. She was like, now be careful. And she's right. You know what I mean? So now it's just like, okay, we got to get back to working out and things like that. Because, well, this week I didn't work out because I had that phlebotomy done, and it just...
Yeah,
and then when my blood pressure dropped, they were like, hey, we need you to kind of chill out this week a little bit. So, and then coming to you, I come right after work, and I was doing my workout time. So,
we'll make her work out. Guys,
I know. No, but now I was like, I have to adjust.
Yeah.
And now that's a little bit harder. adjusting back. And I told my husband the other day, I mean, we had some chocolate covered almonds in the house, and I mean, I tore them up.
Yeah.
I would measure them out, but still, I would have them every day. I was like, we cannot do this.
Yeah.
Okay? And when I say weight gain, I gained 5 to 7 pounds. Like,
in a week?
No, just within, I would say from the time I went and saw my doctor until now, which was 6 months, I literally gained 7 pounds.
So slow, steady creep of about a pound a month.
Yes. So I have to pause myself. So coming to some realizations, it's like, okay, you gotta knock this out, girl. Because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing good.
Yeah.
And I know that because I fall too.
And you did it for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to go from 300, 330 to where you are now?
I mean, from 22 till now.
Okay.
So I'm literally 200 pounds solid.
Yeah.
So when I went and saw my doctor 6 months ago, I was 194.
Yeah. So that's an important point I think that people need to realize is that when you make a lifestyle change, what you're not looking for is immediate results.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I say you gotta give yourself grace because in your brain you want immediate results right there.
Yeah. That's human nature.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want it now.
But you gotta work.
Mm.
You gotta work.
Yeah.
What
kept you motivated with your first doctor? You had mentioned to me that whenever you went in, any success was a good success.
Yeah, so that was one of the things. You want to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she would get up, jump up and down. She'd be like, yes, that's what's up. High fives. She just like, we're going to keep this going. Yeah. What can I do? And then that constant of, what can I do? What you need? What can I do? What you need?
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, it ain't nothing like having a doctor in your corner.
Yeah, more like a cheerleader in your corner.
Out every single point. Like I said, I lost a pound. She was proud. I was like, I can't believe you lost 2 pounds. She was like, what are you talking about? You lost 2 pounds.
Yeah, and that's an important point, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a pound over a month.
Yeah.
That's not like, again, people want it fast sometimes, but it's a pound. And it's a pound over a month. It took a month, but guess what? That means that you made a positive enough change that over the last 30 days, you still lost a pound.
Yeah.
That means you're still on track.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
And that's exactly what I had to learn.
Yeah.
Also, vacation was hard.
Yeah.
So.
And you're a cruiser, right?
I'm a cruiser.
Yeah. So that's hard.
And resorts. We go to resorts too. So.
Here's the thing I want to say about cruises that people don't realize. Mm-hmm. So I went on a cruise with my wife. And I don't like eating heavy carb meals. I don't enjoy them.
Okay.
I always feel very tired and sluggish after, and I don't like that feeling. The food tastes great.
Yeah.
Like you give me a real good pasta heavy meal, I'm like, dude, it tastes good.
Yeah. But
I really don't. This is just my character. It's like who I am. Like I don't enjoy that sluggish feeling.
Yeah.
It's not good. We went on this cruise, and I'm saying this because I know you can relate. But when I got the menu, they told me that I could have anything on the menu, and I was like, if I order one of everything, they'll give it to me, and they're like, yeah. So I go, can I have 2 of one thing? And they're like, yes. Mm-hmm. So when I went on the cruise with my wife, I actually lost 3 pounds on our cruise. Mm-hmm. 2 things. Number one is I only took the stairs. It's like I'm not taking the elevator. Yeah. And on a cruise ship, that's a lot of stairs. But the second thing is when we sat down for dinner, like for example, one night they had a lemon encrusted salmon. They had scallops. Mm-hmm. It was a seafood night. So what I did is I sat down, and there's a dude at our table who is like, he was a big dude. He was like probably 350 plus, maybe closer to 400. Big guy, nice guy, loved him. Yeah. His name's Mike. Like we still text each other. Met on a cruise ship, kind of crazy, but
that's awesome.
Anyway, I was sitting there and I was looking at this dinner and I was like, dude, I just don't want all the pasta. So when the lady came over, I was like, look, I want the scallops, and then I want the lemon encrusted salmon. And then I would like the shrimp on it, but I don't want any of the pasta, but I want the sauces that you would put on the pasta on it. Can you do that? And Mike goes, that actually sounds way better. That's what I want too. Mm-hmm. And so we went down, and it was a very protein-heavy, rich meal. It was very filling. It was delicious. It was all the good things that I want from the meal without all the stuff that made me sluggish. I ate till I was full, but I didn't feel crappy after. Yeah. And Mike goes, that's one of the best things I've ever seen, and I'm a cruiser. Yeah. And I was like, the next night we had steak, and there were 8-ounce New York strips. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can I just have 2 of those? And they're like, yes. And I was like, but I don't want, like, I think it was like rice or something. I was like, I don't want any of that. I just want the steak and I just want the broccoli, but I want 2 steaks.
Yeah.
And Mike's like, dude, that sounds good. I want that too. And I was like, if you can eat,
Mm-hmm.
if you understand what actually helps you, you can
That's right.
you can actually eat more. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, yes, you should measure and stuff.
Yeah.
However,
That was for me though. Like everybody,
Yeah.
I want to express that. Like that was something I did for myself, for me,
to help you.
to help me.
Yeah.
Everybody is different how they
Yeah.
do that. That was just kind of I guess, obsession that I started
Yeah.
out with, just because in my brain I was like, this is the only way for me.
Yeah.
You know, now when we went on cruises and stuff, my doctor, one thing she told me, she was like, okay, either maintain, lose some more weight, or be okay with the weight you may gain.
Yeah.
So my issue is, because I'm not a big drinker at home, but when we go on cruises and stuff, I drink.
Yeah.
Now, I do drink, and I'll have water, and then I'll drink and have water. So I know how to, but you have to think all that sugar is coming back in your body. So my issue is, sometimes it's food, because sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll get the steak, I'll get like some sort of vegetables, but I still will eat the rice because I want the rice.
Yeah. It tastes
But
good.
for me, I eat the veggies first. I eat all the green first. Then I go hit up the steak. And then while I'm eating steak, I'll take a couple portions of rice.
Yeah.
So that's how I personally do it. So my issue is the alcohol.
So the order of what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's what helps me a lot, is eat the veggies first.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get full off of that. And then you come back to your protein.
Yeah.
You know, wherever you may have. And then come back to your carb.
Yeah.
So, because your carb, you're going to eat less of. If you eat your veggies and your protein first, you're not going to eat as many as your carbs.
And here's what I'll say about alcohol as well, that this is like, if you want to lose weight, the way that your metabolism works is alcohol is, your body has to turn it into fat,
Mm-hmm.
and then it can use it. So it's not a readily usable resource for your body.
Right.
Your body has to turn it into fat, and then it can break it down from fat.
And it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
It's not. So that was my issue. So when I go on vacation, I have good intentions to work out.
Yeah.
I do not work out. But we walk a whole lot while we're there. Like, we walk either on a cruise, we're walking around, but like, come on, let's just go walk. And we'll walk a few times, you know, but it's enjoyable because you're enjoying the warmth, you're enjoying the views, so you don't realize how much you're walking. Two, if I'm at a resort, same thing. I'm walking, or I go in the pool and I go do like 5 laps around the pool because I'm trying to cool off because it's so hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't. But I do bring my gym clothes. Like, I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
I never go, but I bring them anyway because you never know.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. So when I go on cruises, I pretty much maintain.
Yeah.
Because I may have carbs, I may be drinking alcohol, but I'm also drinking a ton of water behind it.
Yeah.
So it's not, that is always consistent. I bring my cup with me, and it's always packed with ice and water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is something that also helps me, but I also walk so much, so I don't really gain on vacation.
Yeah.
Even though I may eat something like, ooh, I want fried rice, or ooh, I want spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's fine, because when I'm done eating, we're just going to go walk.
Yeah.
For about 30, 40 minutes.
And I think that's important too, is you are, it sounds to me like you're going in with intention.
Yeah.
And the intention is one of 3 things.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're going to intend to lose weight, you still are going to do
Be a little
that.
tighter.
That's right.
Yeah, on what
if
you
it's
do.
to be maintained, then we're going to do the actions that are going to maintain, and we're going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, normally when I go on vacations, I was like, okay, we're going to gain 5 to 7 pounds.
Don't let life happen to you.
Yeah.
Have intention with what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my thought is always on vacation, I'm going to gain 5 to 7 pounds, and I don't care. I always maintain my weight.
Yeah.
I may gain like 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But as a diabetic, I do have to be cautious with the alcohol. So that's why I always chase it with water. So I may have what you call a Miami Vice, which is pina colada and strawberry daiquiri mixed
Sounds
together.
delicious.
It's absolutely, especially
I don't
when it's
drink,
hot.
but that sounds amazing.
It is so good. But then once I'm done drinking that, I'm down in my 30 ounce of water.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, let's go have another drink. You
Yeah.
know, and then I'm down. So that's how I kind of try to keep my sugar kind of stays in check that way.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not totally, because when my sugar goes up, I can tell, like, I don't feel good, my head hurts, and then I'm in the sun, it's hot, I don't deal well. So that's why I always chase with water, always. Yeah.
Okay. So big water drinker, and that
Yeah.
helps you as well. That's like an easy habit, I think, to create. I don't.
Sometimes some people don't like water, so they want, they may add a Crystal Light or hydration, whatever. I don't know about those because I don't use them, so I don't know if those are good to have. That's something I don't, because I don't mind water. So I got my water in the car, or sometimes if I want something different throughout the day, I drink a Gatorade Zero. Like I got like a small bottle because it's no sugar, but it's just like, I just want something
that's
flavorful.
tasty.
But that's for me though. And I don't drink those all the time. But at dinner at night, my Diet Coke.
I will say this. This is not to like. What I will tell the audience is that you have to be very careful with 0-calorie drinks, because it does screw with your gut biome. And in some ways, it'll actually cause greater inflammatory problems. And there's a lot of research that's coming out with that. And so, I mean, I'm not telling you to go full-leaded. Right. But you do want to be very cautious about that. There's not all 0-calorie sweeteners are the same.
No, absolutely. But that's just for me when I want something once in a while. It's not an everyday. Now, this week it was an everyday thing due to the fact that I needed it because of how much blood they took and everything else. So, to keep my electric lights up, and I speak to my doctor.
She did some bloodletting this week.
Take
it from me.
It was pretty, it wore me out.
She fed the vampires.
I did. So it's like that I needed to kind of keep my energy, to keep me hydrated, to like replenish and things like that. And those are things I talked to about with my PC. You know what I mean? When I went Wednesday, I kind of learned. She said that's a great idea. She was like, try to cut it by Friday, or just have maybe one on Friday and kind of just cut it from there and just go from there.
Now, did you have any setbacks, Shaunte?
While my weight? Man, many.
Yeah,
I had a lot of them. One was when my father passed. That was I literally stopped working out for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Like, just stopped. It was too much in the brain. I was trying to use it as like a let out, but I couldn't. So
a little bit of I would say depression, sadness.
Sadness for sure. I mean, grief is something.
So I think that's important too, right? Because like maybe some people are struggling with weight loss because they're in a cycle of sadness
or depression.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's to understand the.
That's not necessarily an addiction issue to food, right? Or a lack of knowledge. That's more of like having an emotional state that's making me real sad.
And it could be anything from losing a job, from losing a child, a parent, from. I have a book called Tear Soup, and one of the things I said by failing a test or losing someone, losing your job. Those are all forms of grief. That I didn't realize, but
I mean, like this is funny. When I was in school, when I was in chiropractic school. I would hear students say, if I fail this test, I'm going to drink tonight. And then I'd hear other kids that would say, if I ace this test, I'm going to drink tonight. And I'm like, it sounds like you're just going to drink tonight. Like, I don't think the outcome of the test is going to make a difference. But there's also the kind of the opposite of that, where the circumstances and the emotional state that you're dealing with do dictate maybe how you're going to respond to it. So how'd you get out of that?
Therapy.
Okay.
I started seeing a grief counselor. I finally was just like, I felt so heavy all the time. And I finally was like, I can't feel this way anymore. So I found a grief counselor, and I started that December 20, because my dad passed in February 23. I started counseling December 23. And From
February to December, did you lose weight?
I maintained. I didn't gain a pound.
Okay, so you still maintained.
Yeah, because I wasn't eating crazy either. So it was.
So some of the changes stuck.
All the changes, except for the working out. So for me personally, it was 3 parts to this. Okay. 1 is the medication to help my A1C. 2, it was eating better, healthier. 3 was working out.
Okay.
So those were my 3 ingredients.
Okay.
I stopped working out, but I kept my medicine up, and I kept eating better and healthier.
Okay.
So I kept those 2 going, even though that 3rd component. So that's what made me stable.
How often were you exercising when you were in a healthy state of mind?
So at least 3 to 4 times a week.
And for how long?
It depends on the day. Hour was a minimum.
Okay.
So hour to hour and a half.
So plan on self-care like a good rule of thumb would be 3 times a week for an hour. That's good self-care.
Yeah, but I didn't start that way.
Okay.
Because starting working out, you can't jump to that.
Yeah.
Because, I started out doing 15, 20 minutes a day because it was hard for me.
Yeah.
My knees was hurting, back was hurting, have gallbladder, my gallbladder out, so I'm still healing.
She wasn't seeing a chiropractor yet.
No, actually, I wasn't. I might have been. I actually might have been seeing a chiropractor.
Just kidding.
But those things, it was just like I didn't get to there. So now I work out when I work out. So it'd be like an hour and a half or so. I'm definitely doing 45 minutes straight of cardio.
Okay.
That's just how it kind of goes. And then the extra time is me doing like weights or something like that. So if I do 45 minutes, it's because I'm on my Peloton, and that class is kicking.
Yeah.
I'm burning like 400 calories.
Those cycling classes are actually amazing.
I love cycling, and that's how I got hooked up.
You fell in love with the Peloton?
Yeah. So how I did that was, I told you I was starting therapy that December. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, you know what, we need to hit the gym, because this is going to be a good let out for you. So I was at the gym. The lady was like, hey, I haven't seen you here for a while. And I kind of told her what happened. Nice lady. She was like, have you ever tried spin classes? I was like, so I had an unhealthy fear that I was going to tip this bike over, right? So that was an unhealthy fear. So I was like, I thought about it, but I don't know. She was like, come with me. She was like, class don't start for a half hour. She was like, come do one song with me and see if you like it. I was like, sure.
All right.
And it took off.
Okay. I think because that's another important aspect, because when I was younger, I loved running. Mm-hmm. Like, running is easy for me. Yeah. Now, it's not that it's actually easy. It's just it's an easy go-to. Mm-hmm. You just put shoes on and go outside and you just start running, right? So to me, that was easy. But to other people I hear, they're like, I hate running. Now I have some injuries, so I can't run anymore. Yeah. What I have since fallen in love with is weightlifting. Nice. Now I'm not like a meathead. I'm not like, how much can I do? But I have like 45-pound dumbbells, and I'll just start repping them out and do as much as I can. I've fallen in love with that. And that's another important aspect, right? Is like finding what actually works for you. So you weren't a spinner before. No. I feel like we should make sure.
No, I was not. It was literally, she was just like, so before, when I was going to the gym before I stopped, I would do like different classes. They had swim classes we would do. I would do like treadmill, elliptical, things like that. I can't run or nothing because I do have a knee injury. Like my knee won't allow me to, but I did like low impact. I would ride the bike, but not like a spin bike. Yeah. Like a stationary bike. So those are the things I would do. But when she saw me again, and I would see her all the time, like she was such a nice lady. Yeah. Like I would see her all the time and always just say hi, Yeah. And she just caught my attention. She was like, I just haven't seen you. She was like, have you thought about it? So a spin was like the healthiest way. Like I let out all that. Sometimes the music and stuff would be going, but I would be crying my eyes out. Yeah. Because it's just I'm pouring myself into this. Yeah.
You're almost allowing yourself to have an emotional moment. Yeah. With like making an emotional connection with what you're doing.
Yeah, my therapist helped with that too. Yeah. Like she kind of connected me.
Did you do therapy the entire time during this weight loss journey, or
no? I actually just started it that December of 23.
Oh, okay.
And then I stopped when I moved here.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the only time I've done therapy, and I've been looking back into it because it's just to have someone talk to you without. I don't think nobody judges me but when you're talking to somebody in a confidential confinement, like to me was a little easier just to express everything in my mind. Yeah. Without feeling like, okay, you're crazy. She might think it, but she didn't express it.
In chiropractic, we believe, it's not necessarily that we believe. One of the core principles of chiropractic is that there's 3 things that cause disease in the body. And that's, it's the 3 T's, so thoughts, toxins, and traumas. The other way to look at it is mental, emotional state, your biochemical state, and your physical state. And in many ways, that disease state is the heaviest component, or the most out of the 3. The one that's the most weighted, in my opinion, is the mental emotional state.
Absolutely.
And if you don't take care of that, The other two are really hard to take care of.
I 100% agree, especially the grief period that I still grieve to this day, but it's
About your
different.
dad.
It's different now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I have my material from my therapist still. I saved it in my phone. I have a little book called Tear Soup that helps me grieve that I read once in a while. It's a cute little book, but it's a powerful, powerful book.
Yeah.
You know, so I have now like the tools to help me.
Yeah, we're about the same age, so your dad wasn't that old.
No, he wasn't. Unfortunately, just when he had that stroke, he didn't take care of himself. Yeah. And that's okay. That's something, you know, we tried. You know, my sister and I, we were trying to push and push. I always say my father aged me 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, during that period. So, but it just made me feel like it's just my husband and I. We don't have kids. I don't want to, if something happens to me, I don't want to be in that state. I mean, I can do preventable, you know, something you just can't control what may happen, but I can try my best to kind of
help what you can control. Yeah. Or what you do have control over.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't want to leave that to my husband if something happens to me. It's just me and him. And I don't want to leave that to just him, of me not listening or not taking care of myself and things like that. So I think that was also a fear in the back of my mind. Like, I don't want to do that and not listen and be stubborn and put that, because pride is something, and I have that from my father for sure. Yeah. So it's just, you know, I was like, well, if I can start taking care of myself now, you know, maybe to help.
Did you have goals of what you wanted to be or do with your weight loss journey?
Like, I did have a weight loss goal. My goal was actually 230.
I mean more
what
like,
you mean?
I mean more
Sorry.
like, no, like physical or mental, emotional, like if I stay like this, then I'm going to have a cut off leg. But was there other things like, I want to be this person?
Yeah. Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I did. I wanted to feel less pain in my body.
Okay.
I mean, like, I had knee surgery. I had my meniscus blown because I was trying to run. Yeah. And I blew my meniscus, but my knee will always hurt. My lower back will always hurt. You know what I mean? And
we are working on that.
I know, but that was from
I just
you know. But we are working on the lower back and the neck and all that good stuff. But I wanted to feel less pain.
Yeah.
In those things, and I do.
Yeah.
I feel like, to be honest with you, I'm 41 years old. I weigh 200 pounds. I live in Colorado Springs. If 5 years ago you told me that was going to happen, I would laugh in your face so hard. Yeah. It was absolutely no way.
What was it like when you hit the 100 pound mark?
I cried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It felt amazing. It was, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah. That is so cool.
I couldn't believe. So when I hit 230, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know, and then I just kind of kept going, you know. Now I plateaued. Like, I've been this weight, you know what I mean? Like, within that 5 pound, I've been
here. Are you happy with that?
I'm absolutely fine with it. I told my doctor that the other day. I was like, she was like, I get it. She was like, good. She was like, as long as your cold still fits. She was like, I ain't got no complaints. Now, I'm still considered obese.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But my own doctor, you know, my own.
I don't love the chart.
I don't. Yeah. She even said, she was like, I can't see you 165, 160 at 5'8". She was like, you'd be a stick. I was like, well, I don't want to be that way. I always wanted to keep meat on me, so that was always the thing, you know.
I always keep some meat on me.
Yeah, for sure. But I told her, I was like, I'm happy. She was like, just get back into your workouts next week. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, I want you happy, but I want you to maintain your healthiness with your blood work and everything else. So my lowest A1C was 4.9, which
is very low.
I know, which was 6 months ago. So I gained 0.1 to 5, you know. But she just, and now I appreciate that for my PC now, because now she's just encouraging, hey, just keep exercising just to maintain your blood work.
Yeah.
You know, she was like, I don't expect you to lose no weight.
How's your cholesterol?
Everything's good.
Everything is good.
Everything's good. I'm I can say I'm relatively healthy.
Have you been able to reduce some of your diabetic medication?
So yeah, I was originally on 2. Now I'm just on 1. So the one that I'm on, it helps me also maintain my weight.
Okay.
So I think that was still the one, but I take it.
Well, just for the audience, what is it? What do you?
I take Mounjaro.
You're on Mounjaro.
Yeah.
Do you have to? Is that a daily thing?
It's a weekly shot.
It's a weekly shot.
Yeah.
Now there are some side effects, or as I like to say, effects with that. Do you notice those things?
When I first started, yeah,
it
was like, some of the side effects, but I think that's with any new medication you take. But now, but it helps me keep my appetite suppressed, so I don't eat as much.
Yeah.
Even though my eyes be like, I want to eat.
Mounjaro is a appetite suppressant as well. Yeah.
Yes. So I am on that still. And
so you're only on Mounjaro. You're not on anything else.
Correct.
Okay.
Just on that. So.
What were you? What was the other one you were on?
Farxiga. So that was a pill that I took twice. Was it twice?
I've never heard of Farxiga. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's a pill that I took. I can't remember if it was once or twice a day. I think originally when I started out, I was taking it twice a day.
So were you ever on insulin?
No.
No.
I'm type 2. So.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying what.
Yeah.
I'm type 2, so I did not need insulin.
You didn't get to that point.
No.
Okay. And then were you ever on metformin?
At one point in my life.
Yeah, okay.
At some point, that's where they always start you.
So
I felt like.
Yeah, so with Mounjaro, you were able to just take that, lower your A1C, and get everything under control.
So I just got off my second one earlier this year with my PC here. Because being new, I had to establish. So she took me off, I want to say, March. She took me off, and I had to go back 3 months later because, she wants to see. And my A1C was still 4.9.
Yeah.
And so now it's a 6-month interval, which as a diabetic, that is like a great treat. Instead of going every 3 months, now I go every 6.
Yeah.
So
that's way nice.
Yeah. So since March of this year, I maintained that A1C. I mean, I went up 0.1, but
it's still pretty
I've been
pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I'm in that normal range just on the one medication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool. What's one step a person who is in your shoes, who like the way that you were, what's one step you would say, start with this?
I would say start with yourself, meaning be realistic with yourself and be ready to go through the blood, sweat, tears, frustration, anger, all the emotions.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to come to a realization with yourself first.
Yeah. Almost like they say this in sports a lot, like be okay with getting outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
In sports, it's easy because it's like a physical challenge that you're trying to overcome. But the mental, emotional one's sometimes a little bit harder because we're comfortable.
Yeah. And
changing that comfort sometimes is, not sometimes, is difficult. So be ready for what that fight's going to be like.
Yeah, because it's a fight.
And then to me, the other thing that it sounds like is like it's really important to maybe go to someone who can help you.
Absolutely. So with that,
so mentally be ready for the struggle.
Because it starts mental because, and I can say that for me because that was me. I wasn't mentally ready, and I tried many times, but finally I was like, you know what? I am ready to do this. I want to do this. Yeah. And then talk to your PC about trying to find a referral to a weight management program that can help you non-surgical, or if you prefer to do whatever you prefer to do, find you a good weight.
I'm an advocate for non-surgical.
I am too, but I don't knock nobody's choice for what they want to do, or it could be for their health. Like if they're
at the end of the day, obesity will kill you.
Yeah.
You just don't know how. Is it going to be a vascular disease? Is it going to be a neurological disease? Yeah. Is it going to be just a disease that your immune system is so suppressed that it takes you over? Like you're picking, like you're choosing, but you don't get to choose what that slow death is.
Yeah, exactly.
So be ready for the mental, emotional change and go see someone that is going to be able to help you. There's also some costs that are associated that you should be geared up for. Is the cost of eating healthier food, the cost of a gym membership, maybe.
So I did a gym membership for a while, and then I started going to the gym that's in my apartment. So
there's cheaper ways to do it, is what you're saying.
But also where I really started when I started this, I was on YouTube, and I found low impact because of my knee exercises, and I started doing them. So that was a deal with my husband. He was like, before you get a membership, you gotta work out at home first for 3 months.
Okay, way to go. I kind of like that.
Yeah, because
way to go, husband. What's his name?
Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Right, thanks,
my
babe.
man. Yeah.
So it was like, so for the first 3 months, I was on YouTube doing these low impact exercises in my living room. That's how I started, because then when I got that gym membership, I was going because by that time my body wanted to go. Like, I kind of craved to do this.
That's a great question too, is like, how is Sean supportive of you? In what ways was he supportive?
Oh man, anything I cook he eat except for quinoa. So that's the only thing. So that's the only thing.
So he'd eat what you ate, but he's like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He encourages me, hey, did you work out today? When I talked to him about the sweets that were kind of starting to build back up in the house, he was just like, you know what, you're right, we'll get rid of it. So I went grocery shop. I went to Costco yesterday, and I was like, ooh, I want these almonds. He was like, remember we talked about, you said you weren't going to do that, so maybe try to stay away from it. And I was like, good point, okay.
So you had a good partner.
Yeah, I mean, he is so just so supportive. He doesn't, when I wanted to pellet, I was going into the gym here, and it was a little overwhelming because it was a lot of people compared to the gym in Ohio I was going to. It wasn't overcrowded that way.
Yeah.
So when I wanted that, I was thinking about getting a Peloton. The next thing I know, I got a Peloton.
Yeah.
He was like, yep, I got you. And he bought me a Peloton.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I just don't feel comfortable with it. There's so many people. And it's that's a me thing, an anxiety thing. So, but he bought me a Peloton, and I started there. He's just always so supportive. Oh, you need some more gym clothes? Not a problem. Go ahead, get you. He's just always been beside me.
Yeah.
And making sure he pretty much always makes sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do too. So I appreciate it.
Did he know what your doctor was asking you to do, or did you have to teach him that?
No, I had to teach him. And he was interested when I would come home. So he would sit down on the couch. What does your doctor say?
Yeah.
And I would show him the packet and stuff. He'd be like, okay. He was like, okay, so let's start getting rid of these things. Now, some things, he took to work. He's like, now listen. But he's also supportive on a grocery bill.
Yeah.
Because it ain't cheap.
Yeah, you're gonna be spending money one way or another, is how I look at it. You're either gonna be buying medication.
Yeah.
And mitigating diseases, or you're going to be buying good, healthy food.
Yeah. So he was.
In one way, feels a lot better.
Yeah. And so he's super supportive of that, because it is more.
Yeah.
So when it comes to finances and our grocery bill, he's like, hey, whatever you want, whatever you need, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
So you got a good man.
Oh, man. I don't know what I did to deserve him.
Yeah.
But.
How long you guys been together?
So we've been together 14 years, but we've been married 13.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So where'd you guys meet?
So we actually met through some friends, and it was kind of funny.
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but this is cool too, right? Because Sean loved you
always
when you were bigger.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of body shaming. I just hate that, body shaming. It's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. But here's the thing is a good individual is going to love you no matter what.
Absolutely.
Now, they don't want you to be unhealthy.
No.
But when Sean saw that you were doing this, he's like, all right, I'm all in.
Yeah, he was 100% in with me. And I appreciate that. He has a physical job. So, no, he does not work out with me. And plus, I prefer to work out by myself. I want to be in my zone, my music. And
don't talk to me, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of one of them. But,
She's an angry worker.
I am not.
I will punch you.
Depends on the movie. No,
that's right.
But, so he already has, a physical job. So, I will work out. But he's supportive in the fact that, hey, I'm going to be working out. We'll do dinner when okay, no problem. Like, he's not like, can you come home? What's for dinner? Like,
Yeah.
he's not that type of guy, period. But if I be like, I gotta go to the gym, he's not gonna be like, well, I want you to stay here and spend time with me.
Yeah.
He'll be like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Has your relationship gotten better since you've taken control of this aspect of your life, or would you say it's about the same?
I would say, well, it's been better just because it's not just this aspect of life, but it's also because once we moved, so when we moved here, we didn't have nobody.
Yeah.
So it was just him and I. So we've definitely gotten closer over the last year or two.
Yeah.
Just from that big old move. But
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, we've always had a good, healthy relationship. And
Yeah.
he's always always been a super supportive. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did to
Yeah.
deserve him, but
Did he lose weight because of what you're doing too, or no?
No, he
No.
didn't. But I
He
mean,
took those snacks.
some of them. But you know what? With him though, because he has that he's kind of just been the same. Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't gained, he hasn't lost. You know what I mean? He just kind of maintained because he is physical at his job. So
Yeah.
you know, that's his physical aspect of it. And I know he be what he do for lunch sometimes.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, what you got for lunch?
He always comes home and he's like,
No. But for dinner though, he knows he's gonna have a, you know, healthier dinner. He does not, like I said, he does not come back. Like I said, quinoa,
which
that's
is
enough.
fair.
Yeah,
Quinoa-
no, it's not. It's so
It is
good.
fair.
No.
Dude, I'll say I like quinoa chips, but that's it.
You have to season it right. That's the key.
No.
You gotta season it some.
All right. I'll try your seasoned quinoa.
Season it some. Put
Yeah.
a little seasoning in there.
What's something you would say to a person who's maybe watching this, who maybe feels hopeless or doesn't feel like they could do it?
Don't give up. You can do it. It's hard, but you can do it. It's all up to you, though. You can only do for you. Don't be hopeless. The first start is wanting to. The second start is go walk for 10 minutes. That's literally the first start.
And what she said too is accept the mental battle.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. It's gonna be
Accept
hard.
that it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. But in the process, be kind to yourself. Love yourself.
What does that mean
and
to
give
be
yourself
kind to
grace.
yourself?
Don't abuse yourself. Don't call yourself fat. Don't call yourself worthless.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Because you wouldn't want somebody calling your child that.
Yeah.
Don't call you that.
Yeah.
Be kind. Give yourself grace.
I think sometimes people don't realize how mean they are to themselves.
Oh, I do.
Like they have this mental talk, but if they were to see someone else say that to another person, like, man, you're like being a jerk.
Exactly.
Like you're a douchebag, man. But because it's like to yourself,
And it's hard.
you don't feel like it's that bad.
Yeah, and it's hard because
Yeah.
I still talk down on myself sometimes, or I have to stop myself. Like, no, we can't do that. You know what I mean? So, because sometimes when you're in the thick of this and you plateau, because you will plateau, and you're not losing any more weight, it gets frustrating. You're like, what are you doing? You're worthless. You can't do this. You can't even do another 10 pounds because of this. No, when you plateau, it means you just need to change your workout. That's all.
Yeah.
So instead of maybe if you're doing nothing but straight cardio, now it's time to maybe add in some weights. Yeah, there you there you go. Or maybe change the classes that you're doing if you're doing cardio. You know, so that's one hiccup that I did have.
Don't allow plateauing to be a setback,
Yeah.
like a mental setback.
Yeah, because it can be.
Accept the journey, that this is just part of the journey.
Yeah, because I went through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel like it's a bad feeling.
One of the ways that I relate this to is when I was in chiropractic school, for me, the first year was very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, very hard. And I called my dad, and I was complaining about how hard it was, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. My dad said, what are your grades? What are you doing to study? And he asked me all these questions, and this is a guy who's already been through the program. And the program was relatively the same. In fact, my dad and I shared a lot of the same teachers and instructors from chiropractic school. And he said to me, looked at me, or he didn't look at me, sorry, I was over the phone, but he said to me, he goes, you're doing just fine. You're going to be all right. Like he wasn't, like I had all this worry and concern that I wasn't being successful in the path that I was on. And once he heard and saw where I was at, he's like, oh, you're fine. And I feel like it sounds like it's similar. Like you have these plateaus and you're talking to people who are like afraid of that mental battle, of that negative talk, of these different things that might be perceived as setbacks, but a person who's been through the journey can look at you and be like, you're okay.
Yeah.
It's just part of it, man.
Yeah. And
like,
that's that mental battle that I'm talking about that you have to be ready for, because that in itself, when you plateau and you're like trying to get to this goal weight, like you are, I mean,
what was your goal weight?
My original goal weight was 230.
Oh, okay.
So just 100 pounds.
Yeah.
That was my original goal weight. So when you're trying to get there and you plateau, that's that mental battle.
Yeah.
That don't mean you give up.
Yeah.
So that's that mental that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So you have to be determined to be like, okay, I'm here. And that's determined. That's what a good weight loss program is for. That maybe you can talk to somebody or talk to somebody at the gym.
Yeah.
If you're going, or if you're working out at home, do some research. I plateau. What can I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'll tell you, change up your workouts.
Any problem you're having, you can just look it up.
Yeah.
The information's out there.
Yeah. And a good support system will help you. But if you don't have that support system, that's that mental that I was speaking about of the hard times. Because that can get hard and sometimes it can get bleak and black.
Yeah.
So that's that mental that you have to fight for, and that's part of the blood that you're shedding to try to fight for this. You feel like you're down here at the bottom of this mountain and you got to climb all the way back at the top.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
All right, I have some rapid fire questions, okay?
Okay.
That some people have misconceptions about this. In order to lose weight, true or false?
Okay.
In order to lose weight, you had to give up all carbs.
False.
Yeah, false. Did you do it perfectly every day? True or false?
False.
Yeah. You never slipped up.
False.
You were confident the whole time.
False.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just slipped up just this past month.
That's right. So it's like, the reason why those are important and the reason why I want to ask those is like, when you engage in this, it's a war. Yeah. And that war is made up of a lot of little battles. And if you think you're going to win every single battle, you're crazy. I like to relate it to sports. You know, I think it was Federer, the tennis player. I don't know. I was reading about him.
Okay.
And what was the book? The book is called Range. It's a good book.
Oh, okay.
And in the book Range, it talks about him where his winning percentage was very small. So like, even though he's the best tennis player, he still lost like something crazy, like 46% of the time.
Oh wow. Yeah,
so best tennis player in the world by far still loses like 46% of the time or whatever it is. Yeah. When you think about it that way, it's like, if you lose a battle, man, it doesn't mean you lost the war. It means you lost that battle.
Yeah.
And how bad did you lose the battle? So before, if you're eating 3 cups of rice, right, or 2 cups of rice, whatever it is, and this time you only did a cup and a half, that's okay. You had carbs and you probably had too many, but it's still a win because it's less than what you did before.
Exactly, and that's where a good support system come in. You want to try. Sometimes people unfortunately don't have that, but even if you go to the gym, you can find a support system there. I would say to girls there at the gym you can tell that they were like, I was like, girl, don't give up. Come up here with me. Yeah. You know, oh, girl, you doing so good. I'm so proud of you. I see you here all the time.
And that, that's important too. I read this other really cool story, I saw it on TikTok of this girl who's a bigger girl, and she was in her car and she was crying, and she goes, I was walking out of the gym, and I've been going to the gym for I forget how long, and she goes, I don't feel like I was making any progress. And this big old, buff dude comes walking out, and he looks at her, and she was feeling very down, and she felt like he was judging him. But it was really a perception of herself, because the dude goes, hey, I want to talk to you. And she goes, what? And he said, I've been seeing you come in here, and I'm proud of you. Yeah. You keep it up, you're doing a good job. Sorry. But prior to that, she perceived him as being this big old buff dude who was judging her. And I found that most people in the gym, there is an intimidation factor, but most people in the gym do not feel what you think that they're saying about you. I agree. And sometimes we just do that, period, especially as when
you're a bigger person, you're definitely super intimidated to go into the gym because the first thought is they're going to make fun of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then nowadays, the first thought is, oh my God, I'm going to end up on TikTok because I'm trying and somebody's making fun of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I hate that.
I do.
And I feel like when it comes to this whole idea of doxing, you should dox people who are making fun of other people in a gym that are trying. If a person is trying, it is like inhumane for you to make fun of another person
and that's
who's trying to do what's good for them.
I think it's horrible. I mean, it's one of the things that unfortunately, you know, I went
like call it out.
Yeah.
Like you're a douchebag, man.
And me personally, and this is just my opinion, that's why I don't think recording should be allowed in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, everything's different, whatever the case may be. But that's just my personal opinion because I can understand how someone may feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. I mean, that's up to the gym and their gym policy. But, but I'm just like, you know, we're not here to do this about anyone else, and I think it just causes more problems than it does good. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
And that's again, that's a part of that battle you got to get over. It's just like, just go. It's okay. Just go. Even if you do 15 minutes on track, proud of you. Yes.
But I really think most people are more supportive than you think.
Oh, they are. Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
And people are just like you. Like, you're not going out of your way to talk to people. They're not either. But the truth is both of you are actually on the same page. Yeah. If people were to talk more and just communicate that positivity more, I think people would be surprised at how supportive they are of other people. Yeah. Like, way to go. And I think you'd make more friends. You'd have, like, if you need a support system, just start talking.
And even if you don't want to make the friends, even when somebody tell you that, it's the most exhilarating thing ever on earth. Like,
so say something.
Yeah, like, hey, it's like, please say something if you see it, because I went through that, the same thing that girl went through. You know, was this guy in the gym. He was always a nice guy. He always spoke. I spoke, you know, just kind of kept going. And then when I stopped that 6 months and I started, he was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "You was doing so good. What happened?" Yeah. You know, and it wasn't like so nosy, like, what happened. He was just like, I know we speak to each other and we, you know what I mean? That's just what it was. He was like, but after a while, I started looking for you. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and I told him, like, my dad, and I just stopped. He was like, I'm so glad to see you back. He was like, let's get it. He was like, come up on this treadmill with me. Yeah. So I started to do it with some of the girls that I would see at the gym who you could just look at them, you could tell they felt so defeated. Yeah. And I was like, girl, you doing so good.
Yeah. I feel the same way, like, because, like, it's like church. Like, people are like, I'm not good enough to go to church yet, or it's like, church is not for the people who are already holy, man. It's for the people who are trying to become holy. Yeah. Like, it's people who are trying to follow Christ. That's what, like, how I feel about it. And I was like, gyms are the same way. Gyms are not for the people who are already buff. They're the people who are on that journey who want to get there.
But when you're a bigger person, that's one of the battles. So that's the hardest thing, because that's always a fear. And that maybe not for just a bigger person, for anybody. Yeah,
I feel like even I don't like I'm in terrible shape, but I feel that way sometimes.
I do too. I used to feel that way when I would go into the gym. Now it's just I don't care.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know when it goes away for me in a gym? Because I feel that way too. But do you know when it goes away? It goes away after the first weight that I lift. Yeah. So, like, you have you have this anxiety and this preconception of what you think people are thinking. But then as soon as I take that first one, and then a lot of it, for me, goes away. Yeah. It's like you got to take that first step, and then it goes away.
Yeah, for me is I wear noise cuts. Now, I don't wear the ones that go in your ears. They're earbuds. I wear ones like these, like over my ear. As soon as I put those on and I put on my playlist, I can care less what's happening around me. Yeah. Unless somebody, you know, of course, somebody hurt. But I mean, like, I can care less what they say.
Some dude's choking out. You're like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah. Right. You know, but as soon as I hit that music and put on that noise canceling, I'm in the zone. It's like,
you're in your
time
world.
To go. Yeah, I'm in my world, and it's like, it's Shaunte's world, and I'm about to live in it good.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. This is Shaunte. Yeah. Thank you for being on the show today. Shaunte lost over 100 pounds. Yeah. Took her a couple years.
133 pounds.
133 pounds, sorry. Lost 133 pounds. Took her over a couple years. Yeah. It was a process. Phenomenal person who just grabbed that challenge and ran with it. Accepted that it was a challenge. I hope you guys got some out of today. I totally loved it. Thank you for
I
spending
loved
time
it
with
too.
me.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. This was fun. I had a great time.
As always, your thoughts and your comments. If you have any questions, I know Shaunte where you can reach out to her pretty easily.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions or anything else that you want to ask her, feel free to go ahead. Like and subscribe. That's how we get the word out. Again, Wellness Quacks is to help people see life from a healthier perspective without having to depend on, drugs or medication and try to avoid surgery. The point of the show is that there is a holistic outlook that does work, and taking control of your life and helping people.
Yeah.
So again, please like, subscribe, and we just want a big thank you to Shaunte for coming on the show today. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And
You're
Sean,
Yes.
you're the man.
Thanks, baby. I love you for
that's
all
right.
your support. You always
There
make
you
me.
All right, guys. Have a good one.